Hello, happy Saturday, and welcome to Get Serious About. Today, we are going to get serious about making smoothies. I'm your host, Andrea Stewart, and I'm so happy to be here talking about this topic. I haven't done a show on nutrition yet, so this is my first one talking about how to make a really good smoothie, because there are so many different smoothie recipes. If you Googled a healthy smoothie on the recipe on Google, you're going to get thousands and thousands of ideas. But what one is the most nutritious and what one's going to be the best thing that serves you? So today we're going to dive deep into smoothie making. So I'm sure you guys all know smoothies tend to be like a really good, easy, simple, nutritious meal. I call it the number one fast food. Literally, my morning smoothie takes me like 5 minutes to make. And so it's such an easy, convenient go-to if you're in the hurry and on the go. So much better than stopping at those fast food restaurants. So what is a good smoothie consist of? So a lot of people have different ideas about what to put in the smoothie, and I was inspired to talk a little bit about this because I heard somebody talk to me this week in my studio about what she put into her smoothie, and I was like, wow, it sounded like she put her whole fridge and cupboard into like one drink. And so the number one rule for a really good smoothie, you guys, is keep it simple. We don't want a lot of ingredients in. In fact, we actually only want two types of things in our smoothies. We want greens, and I'll talk about greens in a minute, and fruit. We don't need anything else but greens and fruit in smoothies to receive the most amount of nutrition from them. So greens are the number one nutrient-dense food on the planet. They give you so much bioavailable protein. And so everybody thinks they need to get that protein shake stuff and like put a scoop of protein shakes in their smoothies. A lot of times protein shakes and the powders that you can buy in the stores are very, very hard to digest and assimilate and are actually quite full of different ingredients that we don't really want to put in our body. They can actually be a hindrance on like the receiving of the nutrition of the smoothie. So forget about your protein powders and know that greens, especially the leafy greens, the dark leafy greens such as spinach and kale, they are so packed full of bioavailable protein, which means that easily accessible protein. And so generally, when you're learning to make a smoothie, you want to start with about a cup of greens. And I'm going to give you a really good smoothie recipe, so don't you worry. That's going to be at the end of the session here. So greens, and you need fruit. Fruit, Mother Nature's healing foods. It is such nutrient-dense food as well. And so the idea is if you're making a morning or even an afternoon smoothie, we need two simple ingredients in there, the greens and the fruit, for then you to receive all the nutrition. If you put the fats, the healthy fats into your smoothie, such as like avocado or hemp seeds or yogurt or stuff like that, it actually takes away from you receiving the good nutrition of your leafy greens and your fruit. It slows down the process, and it takes a lot of work for your body to be doing what it's doing to receive the nutrition. So let me explain this a little bit simpler. If you have just greens and just fruit, you're going to drink your smoothie and you're going to feel an instantaneous boost of energy. If you add fats or too many other ingredients, such as like the protein powders, your body feels sluggish and slow, and you even start to feel maybe a little tired. So that is why we want to keep our smoothies simple. Number 2 rule, sip your smoothie slowly. Yes, it's a lot of nutrition that's happening in your smoothie, and so you don't want to pound it back. A lot of things can happen. It can be like too much food at once, and you can actually feel sick to your stomach. You can also feel bloated or get lots of gas from it. So when you're blending your smoothies, I really like to wait about 20 minutes to a half hour or even longer to let the smoothie sit for a little bit. Because when you whip it up and blend it up, you're going to have bubbles from the blender and bubbles in the smoothie, and that can actually cause a lot of bloating and gas. And so when you're blending, blend your smoothie, put it in the fridge, and wait at least about a half hour or more for it to settle. And you'll watch, the smoothie will be at the top of your jar and it will go down a little bit. And that's going to help with the gas and the bloating, which is a really important thing to have. Number 3 rule. What do we do with smoothies? Well, we make them simple, we drink them slow, and we make sure that we add the greens to them. We make sure we add the greens to them, and we make sure we add the fruits to them. And we also make sure that we take them slow. Okay, so just making sure we got the first couple of rules. So when you're making a smoothie, the greens and the fruits, you can mix anything you want with them. And so here comes number 3. The rule is that you get to be creative in like flavors with it. And so what we do with liquid to put in the smoothie is 2 options. We don't need coconut milk or almond milk or things like that, because that's the fat, and that's going to slow down our digestion and assimilation and processes of receiving the fruit and the green nutrition. So we have water, simple, beautiful, hydrating water, or coconut water. So when we wake up in the morning and we have been sleeping all night long, we've been going through a detoxification process, especially in the liver. And if we put fat in our body first thing in the morning, it stops the liver from continuing to clean out and clear out its stuff from the night before. And so if you give your body a chance to not take anything hard to digest in the morning, you're going to also feel so much more energized. Okay, so what we're going to do is add water or coconut water. So coconut water is Mother Nature's natural electrolytes. It has so much purity in its electrolytes. And so if you have, let's say you wake up with a headache, let's say you have a hard workout or something that's making you sweat, or you just know that your electrolytes are a little bit off, coconut water in the morning. Coconut water has been the number 1 thing to help my headaches shift. Yeah, also help with, if you wake up feeling a little bit more fatigued and tired, especially up into the head, this smoothie that I'm going to give you is going to give you so much brain energy, because coconut water being a natural electrolyte, we have fruit. Now, fruit is glucose, and we need glucose in our brain. We really need glucose, especially in the morning, for our brain just to be like, I'm here, I'm ready to go. I can think fast, and I can actually be energized. And so we hear about like body fatigue, like physical fatigue, but sometimes we forget that mental fatigue is a big one. So the greens in your smoothie, the leafy greens, spinach, for example, have mineral salts in them. And we need mineral salts, we need electrolytes from the coconut water, and we need glucose to the brain for the brain to feel most optimal. And so how are you feeling in the morning? Everybody reaches for a cup of coffee to take away the like fog and the fatigue, but have you ever thought about this combination of smoothie recipe that actually could do it naturally for you? Now, I used to drink coffee in the morning, and not a lot of it, but it was like, a little bit of coffee is not bad. But have you ever considered that you could like uplift your energy without the caffeine? And the best thing is the caffeine tends to have us steal from our energy bank account. So it leaves us a few hours later or more feeling like we need another cup sometimes, or something else to pick me up. So the brain needs glucose from our fruits. The brain needs mineral salts from our leafy greens. Now, mineral salts help the communications of all the neurochemicals of the brain to communicate faster and more efficient. So the neurochemicals are firing, and then also other communications that we need in the body, like quick responding, and the mineral salts gives us that quick response and communication connection, just like that. So it helps to speed up the function of the brain as well. And then we need our electrolytes, and then voila, all of a sudden our brain's being fed with all of these beautiful nutrition, and then all of a sudden we start feeling so much better. And so that's why this is a morning smoothie recipe that I'm going to give you guys. that you can start your day with. And then my invitation to you is then go for your cup of coffee if you don't feel energized after. But remember, giving yourself whole food nutrition and from only Mother Nature, it can be very different from what you're used to. Even if you go to a smoothie shop that makes a smoothie for you, there's usually added sugars or added protein powders or other things that actually don't make us feel like we can thrive, that make us feel a bit more fatigued or can actually start bothering the digestive system. Okay, so another rule for smoothies is to make sure that when you're making them, can you make them fresh? Can you have them prepared for you? So I'm going to teach you a really quick thing so you can set yourself up for success in the morning. So what I do is I buy frozen fruit right now because fresh fruit is not great in season. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do our smoothie recipe right now, so I can kind of go through the steps of how to make it. Just like in the morning, it's like 5 minutes and out the door you go. Remember, number one, fast food. So we're going to start with our water, or coconut water. Okay, coconut water has to be pure coconut water. Watch for different brands out there that are put added sugar or that is not natural. So it doesn't come from its source. They can actually make coconut water processed, which makes no sense to me, but just make sure you're reading your labels. I usually buy organic if I can. And I go to Costco and I get all my frozen fruit at Costco. So we're gonna have our liquid. So you have a cup of coconut water or water, and we're gonna do a cup of leafy greens to start. You wanna work yourself up to at least 2 cups. Even I'm up to 3 cups now, but start with only 1 to just gently introduce the greens into your body, especially if you're not used to eating greens in your diet. If you don't have a lot of salads and or green smoothies, the greens are excellent at scrubbing and rubbing the intestinal tract and the colon. So at first, if you overdo the greens, it can actually kind of feel sometimes upsetting in the stomach, because what it's doing is it's scrubbing all of that area and it's cleaning and clearing all the toxic stuff that hasn't been cleared out for a while. And so that can cause a little bit of upset sometimes for people. So we start with 1 cup of greens, and then we have 1 cup of wild blueberries, not cultivated blueberries like the bigger ones. You need wild blueberries. Why wild blueberries? Well, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about blueberries because this is the most fascinating fruit to me. So wild blueberries actually can survive such treacherous conditions, such as, like, let's say a forest fire comes in and takes out the plant. It will actually grow back stronger than it was doing before. It's such a resilient plant. Now, high in antioxidants, these wild blueberries, and exceptional at cleansing and cleaning the liver. Now, if you're doing your morning smoothies, this is your morning smoothie, and you're coming out of the morning detoxification of the liver, and you give your body a liver healing food, you're going to start to feel so much better. Because remember, the liver is all about taking the toxic gunk out of the body. Its job is to continuously work. Now, if we're overloading the liver with so many toxins and hard to digest foods and hard to digest everything, it's one of those things where our livers start getting sluggish and tired. And so giving our bodies wild blueberries, it's a very healing medicinal food. Now, wild blueberries have this beautiful intuitive nature. It goes in, when you're eating wild blueberries, it goes in and it knows exactly what's going to do to heal your body. It's a very intuitive berry. And so we add wild blueberries. Cultivated blueberries or the regular blueberries don't have the same effect. Okay, now I get my wild blueberries at Costco. They sell them in all grocery stores, so they're very easily accessible. Okay. Number 2 fruit, banana. Now, who doesn't love bananas? Bananas are such a great addition to the smoothies. Not only do they add a good flavor and sort of like a thickness to it, bananas are also very gentle on the intestinal tract and actually helps relieve constipation. So if you're having trouble with your bowels, green smoothies are going to help no matter what, but banana is a very gentle way to help eliminate as well. And then we add mango, good old mango. And it's a very healing fruit as well. And mango also very gentle on the digestive tract, but also very good in relieving constipation or anything to do with your colon. And so we have 1 cup of water, coconut water, 1 cup of spinach, 1 cup of wild blueberries, 1 cup of mango, and 1 whole banana. Now, for some of you who are like, oh, that's so much fruit, you need to have enough fruit to get the benefits of the glucose going to the brain. And you also need enough in your smoothie to make you feel full long enough. And so you want to also, when your smoothie, if you're making a good portion size smoothie like the recipe I'm giving you, you also want to make sure that you don't drink it really quickly. You take your time to drink it. So usually it takes me a good hour to drink my morning smoothie, so you guys can have an idea. Careful you don't just keep pounding it back. See if you can really allow your body to sip it slowly and receive the nutrition. It's a really, really beautiful way to start your day. And I've noticed too in myself and the clients that I suggest this morning routine to is that once you start your day with healthy, whole food nutrition, you then switch and dial in not only a mindset, but your physical body will start craving different foods as well. If you start your day with a highly processed meal, your body then starts to crave other highly processed meals throughout the day. And so starting your day with whole food nutrition from Mother Nature, especially because in my experience, what I've learned from healing foods is that Mother Nature has foods, fruits, vegetables, herbs, and wild like blueberries. They are such healing foods. And so when you give them to your body starts craving more and more and more of it. And that's a pretty cool way to start your day, isn't it, you guys? Yeah, totally. So remember, when you're making your smoothie, if you don't like a banana, just take the banana out. You don't need to have the banana in it. You can substitute cherries or let's see what else. There is raspberries or anything you want. Okay, 3 fruits to it, so you're feeling like you're full long enough. And I'm really interested in hearing how you like it and how it actually changes your well-being. Okay, because I've been on the smoothie road for years, and I used to do the protein powder smoothies, and I actually felt quite fatigued mentally and physically after I drank them, even though like I was reading a lot about it and how I thought, like I need to get my protein and then I need to get enough protein. And then I started doing my research on smoothies because I'm like, as far as I know in my nutrition training, nutrition's supposed to, or a meal that you eat is supposed to make you feel more energized after you eat it, not less. If you're eating something and you're feeling more tired after, that says something big about what you're eating. And it can even be healthy food. It can even be a combination of healthy foods, like throwing an avocado into my smoothie recipe. It wouldn't make you feel as good. I know for sure it wouldn't. Okay, so morning smoothie recipe I'll post below. Make sure you guys have it for if you didn't quite get the video. And I'd love for you guys to share this video out so you can teach more people about what a good smoothie constitutes of, because there's so much information out there, and then it's like, what do I believe? And so we want to start getting that well-being started to thrive first thing in the morning. And so here's a little extra bonus tip. If you wake up in the morning, the very first thing that you do is take some time to not just get out of bed and just go, but to check in, okay? And just to take even a few breaths and to set an intention for your day. Today, I intend that my day is going to, and you can fill out the rest of the work. And today, my intention this morning was I woke up in bed. Today, my intention is that everything that I do, I bring joy to it. Because there's things like cleaning and doing chores that, maybe sometimes you don't get excited about. But what if you set an intention that everything you did today brought you joy, even the things that you don't really love? So you set in a morning intention and you get out of bed and you go have 16 ounces of a lemon water. Okay, 16 ounces of water with a half of a lemon squeezed in. Wait 20, 30 minutes. and then have your morning smoothie that I just gave you. Okay, now I've set up your morning so beautifully that you should start to feel more energized mentally, physically, and you'll watch too, your emotional well-being is going to change too. When you start feeding your body whole food nutrition from Mother Nature that has such healing properties to it, you're going to start to feel more alive. Because remember, when you eat something that's life, like life force energy, like you pick up an apple, it's alive, it's live food, versus picking up a bagel, which is not live food, and you start to feed your body all this live food and you start to start your day like that, you're going to then make your lunch a better choice, and then that makes the supper a better choice, and see how that beautiful circle goes around, and then the next day start it again. And then guess what? The more consistent you are with your practice, the better you feel, the more confident you are in your decisions that you make towards healthy food and nutrition. It's all such good, beautiful food. Okay. Oh, you guys, I hope that you got lots about this show today, healthy smoothies, especially green smoothies. And remember that I would love to hear from you guys. And so if you're watching this and you're hearing this on radio or seeing me on TV, I'd love for you to pop by my social media accounts and just say hi. Let me know what you're liking about the show, or if there's any topics that you guys want me to cover. You can find me on Facebook at Get Serious Fitness, and on Instagram at get_serious_fitness. And remember to connect with me, because I want to know who I'm connecting with as the audience. And let me know what you guys think about your smoothies once you make them and try them out. Let me know what you like about them and how they're serving you in the best possible way. Thank you so much for joining in. It's such a beautiful chance for me to share my knowledge about nutrition. It's been quite the journey of myself, and I just love learning so much about what foods help heal me and make me feel the best I possibly can. Have an amazing day, you guys. We'll talk soon. Mwah. See you.